Welcome to the UGC NET syllabus discussion video. Now, this video that you're watching is the English version. I'm saying this because we also have a Malayalam version of the same video. If you wish to watch this video in Malayalam, all what you have to do is just go to the description box and you would get the link for the Malayalam video as well as for the Malayalam video playlist. And you would be able to watch all the videos out there in Malayalam. So if you want the English version, please continue watching. So as I said earlier, we will discuss paper 1 or the common paper, which is common for all subjects. All right. So let's move on to the details. Now, before I start discussing the syllabus, I would just like to give you a brief idea about how we conduct this course. Now, we have a WhatsApp study group and all are welcome to join the WhatsApp study group because, you have certain benefits in joining the group because you would get all the updates related to the exam, and there would also be periodic quizzes that are being conducted through the WhatsApp study group. So you would be able to, make use of the quizzes that we conduct there. You will be able to access all the recorded classes through our YouTube channel. Now, we do not use any other app or the videos are not hidden. It is just open to all students and you can watch them for free. All what you're required to do is just subscribe to our channel. All right. You also have the access to join a gold batch. Now, once you become a member of the gold batch, there are certain additional features that are available to you. The first thing would be the weekly quizzes that you would get. Then there would be regular mock tests. Mock tests would be conducted topic-wise as well. And then you have the topic-wise tests as part of the revision classes. And then there would be live doubt clearance sessions and you would get access to the entire notes. So the notes will include the descriptive part as well as there would be practice questions and the answers and the explanation to those questions. So this is all in addition to the mock test and the weekly quizzes that you have. And, keep in mind, all the questions would be different. You would never get a repeat question from the weekly quizzes in your mock test or even along with your notes. So all would be different questions is what I'm trying to say. And you can print these notes if you would like to. And we would also conduct model exams. Now, model exams are not the same as mock tests. Now, when we say mock test, we might conduct it for a limited number of topics. Maybe for a lesson, maybe for a unit. That's how we would conduct the mock test. The number of questions might be equal to the number of questions that you would find in your actual paper 1. Whereas the model exams would mimic the actual NET exam itself, where questions would appear from all the portions. And model exams are usually conducted after we complete the syllabus. Okay, after we complete the course, that's when the model exams would start, and side by side we would also take the revision forward. And to join the gold membership batch, or rather to obtain a gold membership, there would be a small amount of fee that you would be required to pay. Once you join us on the WhatsApp group, we will let you know about what that particular fee amount is. Believe me, it's a very nominal small amount. Okay, all right. So let's look at what the syllabus for the paper 1 is. Right now, the objective of paper 1 is to test you or to assess your teaching and research aptitude. The focus is on cognitive abilities, teaching learning processes, and how one interacts with the environment. In total, there are 10 units for the general paper. Unit 1 is teaching aptitude, and it primarily consists of the concepts of teaching, the characteristics of learners, the methods of teaching, and the evaluation systems. And the second unit is research aptitude, where you will look at different types of research, methodologies, and the ethics of research. Then unit 3 is comprehension, where you would analyze a text passage, just like the reading comprehension that you would have done in school. And then unit 4 is communication, where we would discuss different types of communication, the barriers that are stopping us from communicating clearly. And there would also be a lot of focus given on classroom communication. Then there comes the reasoning and aptitude, which is mathematical, So you have the number series, the codes, and the mathematical operations. In a minute, I'll let you know what these operations or what these topics are all about. We will get into a detailed discussion very soon. Now, Unit 6 is logical reasoning, where you have arguments, inductive or deductive reasoning, and Indian logic. Then we have the data interpretation, that is Unit 7. So here we would look at data classification and graphical representation. Then Unit 8, is all about information and communication technology. We call it ICT, right? So we have the ICT terminology to discuss, the digital initiatives, and the governance. Then people development and environment is Unit 9. There we would discuss the sustainable development, environment issues, and policies. And Unit 10 is a higher education system, where we would look at the history, the policies, and governance in Indian education. Now let's analyze, each unit in detail. So here is Unit 1, which is the teaching aptitude. So we have a topic called teaching, where we would look at the concept of teaching, the objectives of teaching, and the levels of teaching. We have specifically 3 levels, right? The memory level, understanding, and the reflective level. Then we have the learner's characteristics also under Unit 1. So the adolescent and the adults as learners. And we would specifically need to look at the academic, social, emotional, and cognitive sides. Then we have the factors that affect teaching. That is, teacher as a factor that affects teaching, learner, learning environment, and even the instructional facilities that are used for teaching, because all these would affect probably the quality of teaching, right? Then the methods of teaching. So methods, the syllabus says we need to look at it as teacher-centered and learner-centered, but they have used this word, teacher-centered versus learner-centered. So what we ideally need to do is we need to also do a comparative analysis of how this is beneficial and how this is beneficial. And then we also have to look at a few online methods like MOOCs and Swayam. These are all platforms run by the central government, which is accessible for everyone. Then we also will look at the evaluation systems. The traditional system, ICT-based system, and the innovations in the evaluation system. So this is Unit 1, which is named as teaching aptitude. Now we will look at Unit 2, which is research aptitude. So under research aptitude, we have research. So we need to understand the meaning, the types, and the characteristics of research. Then we move on to the research methods. So specifically, we have the experimental method, the descriptive method, historical method, and the qualitative and quantitative methods. These are all umbrella terms. There could be various types of research methods that come within these umbrella terms. Then the steps of research, we would need to have a detailed analysis of what the steps of research are. Then writing, that is thesis writing and article writing. So we need to look at the formats, and we also need to look at the referencing styles. Then research ethics and ICT in research is another topic that's covered under research aptitude. The Unit 3 is a small one, and here we would be given a text passage which we are supposed to read, understand, and answer the questions that are based on the text. Unit 4 is all about communication. So we need to look at the meaning, types, and characteristics of communication. What are the different types? Verbal, non-verbal, intercultural, and group communication. Teachers are very close to group communication, right? And at the same time, intercultural communication, because you might have students from various cultural backgrounds in your class. And we will also look at the barriers to effective communication, which is also part of the syllabus, and then mass media's role in society. So what's the role of the television? What's the role of newspapers? All that put together comes under mass media. So that's also part of communication. Unit 5, we have the reasoning and aptitude related to maths. So the types of reasoning that we are supposed to look at is deductive and inductive. And then we have the number series, codes, and relationships. Then we have the mathematical problems related to fractions, time and distance, ratios, and percentages. Again, most of this is relevant for all teachers, right? Now, Unit 6 is all about logical reasoning. So here we have argument structure. So those would be the forms, prepositions, formal and informal fallacies. Then we have the deductive and inductive reasoning also out here. Then there is Indian logic, specifically the pramanas. We need to look at perception, inference, verbal testimony, etc. I mean, everything that's part of the pramanas. Then we have Venn diagrams for argument validity. Okay, that's what Venn diagrams are basically used for. Now we have another dedicated unit, that's Unit 7, specifically for data interpretation. So here we need to understand the sources of data, how data is acquired, and how data is classified. Then the graphical representations, basically we're talking about the charts, bar charts, pie charts, and line charts. Then data interpretation techniques. So what are the various techniques that are used for interpreting data? Unit 8, we have come to information and communication technology, or ICT. So we need to look at the ICT basics, which is internet, email, audio, and video conferencing. The audio and video conferencing are also integral part of a teacher. Then the digital initiatives in higher education, and then ICT for governance. Moving on to Unit 9, we have people, development, and environment. So here, development and environment, we have to look at the sustainable development goals, then environmental issues, specifically pollution, waste, and climate change. Then what are the impacts on health related to the environment? Okay, and then the resources, specifically the energy resources like solar, wind, hydro, and nuclear. And then natural disasters are the order of the day, is what we could say. Especially here in Kerala, we have had a lot of natural disasters recently. So how to mitigate natural disasters? So how can you reduce the effect of natural disasters? That's the mitigation of natural disasters. So that's again another topic which is part of the NET general paper. Unit 10 is all about the higher education system. So we start with the historical perspective, and this is divided into two segments. That's the ancient India and all the way up to post-India. Not exactly divided into two, but then again, that's how we would divide it and look at it for, our ease of study. Then the learning programs, which are like the oriental, conventional, and the non-conventional learning programs. And then the professional, technical, and skill-based education. And we finally have the policies, governance, and administration. So if we think about all these topics put together, there is a very good or a holistic coverage of the teaching and the research aptitude, right? And it also highlights, the syllabus also highlights the importance of reasoning, the importance of communication, and how important it is to be aware of the issues that are going on with the environment. And then it also, helps us to, lay a foundation for higher education policy and integrating technology into education. So if you look at the policies, example, the National Education Policy 2020, if you look at, it talks a lot about integrating technology into our schools. All right, so that's the end of the syllabus. So I would like to just reiterate how we would be able to help you with your preparation. As I said at the beginning of the video, we would have video classes covering the entire syllabus, and that would be published on YouTube. So you can watch all the classes out there for free. Okay, all what you have to do is just subscribe. Even if you don't subscribe, you will still be able to watch the videos. But if you subscribe, that would also be a motivation for us. And we have dedicated study groups, which we will maintain on WhatsApp and probably on Telegram as well. And you would get the weekly quizzes. Okay, now if you upgrade and join the gold batch, then you would get notes which you can print if you would like to. And there would be topic-wise MCQs with answer key and an explanation for each right answer. We would have weekly quizzes and monthly mock test. Now you understand the difference between mock test and model exam, right? You would have doubt clearing sessions and revision classes, model exams, and a lot more. There are many other things which I probably have missed out on mentioning it here. But then everything that is required to help you learn and successfully complete the exam. All right. Now, there are two links given in the description box of this particular video. One is a link to join the WhatsApp study group, and you also have the link to fill a form to join the gold batch. Now, even if you don't intend to join the gold batch, you must join the study group because you would get a lot of information out there, and you would also get the weekly quizzes that we put out on the study group, which everybody would be able to access. All right, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would humbly request you to subscribe to the channel. And my name is Sebastian. See you soon in another video, and wish you all the very best with your preparation for NET. Thank you.